Okay, this is my project for English 115. It's basically my interpretation of the movie The Dark Knight. My thesis is The Dark Knight is saying that deep down, everyone in society has a much more different side to them, sometimes with evil within them, which will appear during the harshest of situations and can cause them to lose themselves when they've passed their limit, as supported with how the death of Rachel Dawes pushed Harvey Dent to the point of insanity, and how Batman had to use technology to spy on millions of people to find Joker's location in order to prevent his next move, which all in all shows how people in society have very different and impactful characteristic sides to them, and will appear the situation is right. So basically, what that is saying is that basically, if the situation is hard enough, then they will be pushed past their boundaries, and a different side to them, a completely different person will appear, and they will start doing things that will be uncharacteristic. The first evidence is dealing with death, as shown with Dawes' death and turning Dent's hand. So basically, Richard Dawes is basically the wife of Harvey Dent, and in the movie, she dies, and so he goes basically insane. And what this shows is that, uh, well, the hard situation is that basically losing his wife or girlfriend basically turned Harvey Dent into a crazy person, and obviously that connects to the thesis with how basically a hard situation pushed Harvey Dent into a different person. The and my secondary source is basically a paper talking about like the impact of death on someone. And the quote that I got was basically, bereavement of a close friend is the type of disfranchised grief. It renders significant negative impact on people's physical health, vitality, mental health, social functioning, and role limitations due to emotional problems. So all this is true. Obviously Harvey Dent, after the death of Rachel Dawes, his health went, to an all-time low. And what I want to talk about is his social functioning. Uh, After her death, not only did his behavior and his health go down, but also his the way he behaved also went down. Like, as in how he interacted with different people. He used to be like a noble person. He used to be really rational, but now after like her death, he completely just changed, and he started like murdering people and stuff. So that this shows that basically the hard situation of Rachel Dawes dying turned him into a different person, because it did a complete 180 on him, and it just changed how he acted, and he changed basically everything about him. uh, my second evidence is Batman's unethical use of technology that allowed him to monitor and spy on millions of citizens. So in the movie, basically, Batman had to look for the Joker, and he didn't know where he was going to be at. He didn't know like the location where he was going to be at. He knew he was going to do something, but he didn't know where he was going to be at. So in order to find him, he used technology, and that technology is called sonar technology, and it turned every phone into a microphone. And and, you know, he, and he did that in order to triangulate uh Joker, and because if Joker talked into like a phone, then it would triangulate in his location, and it would show it's a Batman in order to go after him. And this is obviously unethical. His technology impacted so many citizens, his phones, and the hard situation here is basically that, obviously he had like a time limit. He had to find him, and he had to go to his last resort of basically invading people's privacy in order to find one person. And yeah, and it also changed him, because it took away his morals and basically what he's all about. My second piece of evidence is also from a paper. Basically, it's talking about desperation and the effects on people. The quote that I got was, the power of desperation is influence on reckless behaviors, and how desperation is described as particularly dangerous. So this connects to Batman and his actions, because his actions of using technology to spy on so many people is reckless and dangerous, because obviously one man shouldn't have such technology to find just to spy on so many people just to look for one person. So because of this, obviously, like I said before, the impact of his situation changed him and basically pushed him past like his moral boundaries, because obviously no moral person like Batman would ever uh use such technology, and casually, as in like they wouldn't use it like on another day, because this situation called for it. So you know so yeah, so basically this situation basically pushed him past what he originally is fighting for, and it changed him, like I said, because this is an action that we will never see of from Batman unless he was in a situation like this. If he was never in a situation like this, then it would never have happened. And this impacted his heroism and his morals, because this is a completely wrongful action, and obviously, you can't be doing this, but the situation called for it. So.